Shut In. Written by Stories from the Attic. Narrated by Robin Mcconnell. The day the quarantine was announced, the only thing I could think of was Mother. Yes, behind that, the memories crept closer, shadows and dark things, not forgotten, but suppressed, the knot of fear in my belly that had been tied long ago. But more than that, more than anything, I thought of her. In the 56 years since she arrived in Britain from Turkey, not once had she spent an entire day inside. In fact, it was rare to see her spend more than a few hours indoors. When she did, she restlessly moved between rooms, pacing and shifting from one seat to the other, always inching closer to the doors, to the outside. Most often, when I went round to visit, I would find her in the garden, or sitting out on the front step, waving to children and sharing jokes with passers-by, for whom she had long been a fixture. I had lost count of the number of times I'd been told by concerned neighbours that I should make sure to get your mother inside out of the weather, and also of the times she had scolded them for sticking their noses where they weren't wanted, and speaking to me on her behalf, as if she weren't there or in full possession of her faculties. "Why you talk to him?" she would shout, in a Turkish accent still as thick as the coffee she made, despite having lived in England for over 3 decades. "I am here. I'm not stupid. You want talk, you talk to me. If I want stay outside, I stay outside. None of your damn business." She would say this with a shake of the fist and a dismissive sucking of the teeth, a gesture I had never quite managed to master, but which I admired for its expressiveness. Once you heard that sound, you were in no doubt what it meant. I must admit, however, that despite her stubborn consternation, at times I had agreed with the neighbours. Once, during a particularly harsh winter, I had found her sitting on a deck chair on the front step with a blanket of snow draped over her. Beside her was an upright electric heater that she had dragged outside and angled in such a way that it would provide some warmth and protection against the elements. The wire for this heater had been stretched clumsily through an open window. I stared at her, huddled and shivering in disbelief. Whilst I appreciated the fact that the heater was probably the only thing keeping the stubborn old bird from getting hypothermia, the threat of electrocution meant that we argued about it, and once she had finally calmed down, I made her promise not to bring the heater outside again. The next time I visited, she was sitting outside in the snow again, but she had kept her promise. This time, instead of pulling out the heater, she had smashed up a kitchen chair and built herself a fire. There is only...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?